Neither team in tonight's Group E showdown can clinch a playoff spot with a victory. But for each of them, life would be so much easier if they got 3 points this evening. Meeting for the first time in nearly 2 months, it is the Indy 11 and St. Louis FC here at Lucas Oil Stadium. Here's the way it shakes down in Group E. Lou City is not mathematically, but pretty much guaranteed a playoff spot at this point. Indy and St. Louis battling out for the second and final playoff spot in this group of 4, with Sporting Kansas City 2 having been eliminated last night. With that as the backdrop, we welcome you inside the broadcast booth alongside Brad Hodder, Greg Rakestraw with you here on MyIndyTV and ESPN+. And again, the draw, I'm not sure, helps either side tonight, Brad. These are two teams both going for the victory.
Yeah, and you took a look at that table. You see the standings. There is no more important 3 points than these on the field tonight.
Again, these two teams have not seen each other since the month of July. They began the restart of the season by facing each other back on July the 11th, and that was a game that the Indy 11 won 2-0, but frankly, they dominated from start to finish.
Yeah, it's great positioning by Sam Finks. He pushes Pasher into a position that gives Morton the angle, but Pasher's left foot was better than Morton's position.
Speaking of great left feet, there's Ioze finding Neville Hackshot to the back of the net. Second year in a row, he's got a goal against St. Louis, and Indy gets the victory. So let's hit the fast forward button now to 15 days later when these two teams get together in St. Louis. Not much in the way of goal-scoring chances. Tyler Blackwood cashed in on the lone opportunity for St. Louis FC.
Yeah, you got to watch Blackwood and Cicerone that sit right on the edge of that back line.
And now the question for Indy, Brad, is simply what must change, knowing they have put themselves in a position where they need to get all 3 points this evening.
Yeah, I don't want to oversimplify it, but you got to win. You need the 3 points tonight, not just for the table, but you take a look at momentum in this. In the last 6.5 weeks, the 11 have earned 6 points. In that same time span, St. Louis has earned 11. These teams are moving in different directions. You don't just need the win. You don't just need the 3 points, but you need the positive momentum as you move into the most important matches of the year.
Let's take a look at our starting lineups presented by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, and back to the norm for head coach Martin Runny. That is Tyler Pasher back up top. Cam Lindley is in for Andrew Carlton. Again, this is 10 of the same 11 that squared off against St. Louis when Indy got the victory back on July the 11th. On the flip side for St. Louis FC, you referenced Sam Fink in the earlier highlight. He is on the USL Team of the Week this week after scoring the game winner in St. Louis's 3-2 victory over Sporting Kansas City 2 on Saturday night. And Tyler Blackwood up top, leading goal scorer with 5 in 13 matches this year for St. Louis FC. Again, these two teams know this is basically a playoff match. And 10 days from now, they might have another playoff match in St. Louis. This one should be a good one with so much on the line. Thanks for joining us for Indy 11 Soccer here on MyIndyTV and ESPN+. Indy 11 Soccer is brought to you by Community Health. Dream big, work hard, finish strong. Community Health Sports Medicine, official sports medicine provider of the Indy 11. And by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, proud to be the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. Indy 11 Soccer is brought to you by Community Health. Dream big, work hard, finish strong. Community Health Sports Medicine, official sports medicine provider of the Indy 11. And by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, proud to be the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. This is the type of injury report you want to see at the end of the year for the Indy 11. None. It's presented by, whether there's anybody of it or not, presented by Community Health Sports Medicine, official sports medicine provider of the Indy 11. Tyler Gibson making yet another start for the boys in blue. His 14th in as many matches this season, including playoff matches from a year ago. That makes it 51 in a row for Tyler Gibson.
That's got to be the quickest ascent to 51, right? I mean, we've not had anybody that has gone without an injury or missing a game.
That is correct. Thanks for joining us for Indy 11 Soccer here on My Indy TV and ESPN+. Moon forces a giveaway. Fink able to recover. Lindley, the target, swept away by St. Louis FC. Again, these two teams saw each other twice early in the restart as Wall Fall is fouled by Gibson. But they have not seen each other for basically 8 weeks at this point. And Indy would like to be able to take care of business in these next 2 home matches to make that finale at St. Louis not as relevant a week from Saturday.
Would that be something if there was just nothing on the line?
And of course, for St. Louis FC, they know that whenever the year ends this year, that's it. The franchise is not going to continue on in the USL Championship with the addition of St. Louis City in Major League Soccer set to begin in 2023. The St. Louis franchise, this is their 6th year. They have made the playoffs just once in the previous 5 years. So they are playing to extend their season. They've got a nice smattering of fans that made the 3.5-hour trip across I-70 for tonight's matchup. Quick restart here by Fall, but too quick of a restart, deems our match referee, which gives us a chance to look at our keys to this match, presented by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. Don't take the cheese, please explain.
Don't take the cheese, it's in a mousetrap. And that's what happens. You find St. Louis FC has found great success, both with Lou City and against Indy 11, in sitting back, playing low pressure, absorbing the pressure. And what happens sometimes is the attacking team is you get drawn out of position. You get pulled in, and that sets up the counterattack. Indy 11 cannot fall for that. They cannot take that bait. They cannot take the cheese, and they have to keep their shape. For St. Louis FC, it's got to be execution in the final third. They don't put up a great volume of opportunities in and around the box, and so it is incredibly important that they are efficient when they do generate those moments.
The last time these two teams got together, Indy outshot St. Louis 20-2. That was in a 1-0 St. Louis victory. Shots on target, 7-1. The one shot on target for St. Louis went in.
I believe the match before, they had 1 shot on goal against Lou City and beat Lou City 1-0. They don't need a lot of opportunities.
That one victory at Lou City is of note because that is the lone win away from home this year for St. Louis FC. So their road record has not been spectacular, but if you're going to have one, that's an impressive one to have.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, this is the first time that we've seen Kyle Gregg back in the lineup here. And when you look at Blackwood and Cicerone, the 3 have played together, but rarely as the top 3. In fact, in the match that they had on Saturday, they had Cicerone back as an outside midfielder with Blackwood and Gregg up top.
Carl Lamette was fouled behind the play, and once the advantage stopped, ball goes back to the Indy 11. You referenced Kyle Gregg. He is currently 5th in the history of the USL Championship with number of goals scored, 57 is his tally. He has basically spent time in this league every year for the last 8 seasons. Indy did not see him the first 2 times they played. Ayoze makes a run, and he is fouled. Although, frankly, he might have simply lost his balance, but no. In fact, a yellow card is handed out in minute number 4.
And I tell you, when you look at Greg, he's only got 3 goals this year, but a lot of that is due to injury in the shortened season because he scored 3 goals in 10 matches. Last year he got 7 in 31. So he is on pace for a better season than last year. He's just been limited by injuries.
Todd Wharton is the player that was shown the yellow card infraction. And this is in a dangerous spot. You've got Lindley and Iose that are standing over it.
Yeah, and I do not believe that unless there's a mistake, you can beat a goalkeeper like Kyle Morton from this distance. I would think it's got to be something unique that happens here to create a dangerous opportunity, because if you're just going to hit it from 30 and put it on frame, that's not really a dangerous opportunity.
And Iose does have an assist against St. Louis earlier this year. But it is Lindley that gives it a go. Morton spills it. Lindley plays it across and able to then quickly fall back on it.
It's a good save.
Lindley looking for his first goal in an Indy 11 uniform. Morton making the move. That was Haworth, not Lindley, excuse me, that took the shot. Then Lindley there for the rebound. And Morton coming over from the Pittsburgh Riverhounds along with Toby Adewale during the course of the offseason. Nice give and go between Connor and Iose. Iose gives it a go.
Love it.
And Morton up to the task yet again. And this is really how the match in St. Louis started back on July 26th. Indy 11 had a lot of early chances in that match where they couldn't cash in.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the tough part with a team like St. Louis that says, look, we'll defend all day and just wait for that one opportunity, they get energy off of defending these moments and just waiting for that time that Indy feels like, okay, the match is moving in our direction. We can send a few more guys forward. We can get out of shape, and then bang, it's a wall fall ball into Blackwood, and you're down 1-0.
Haworth the last to touch it from an Indy 11 perspective. A longtime member of the Ottawa Fury. Kind of the most notable of the offseason acquisitions for the Indy 11. And last touch by Ouimet, directly in front of head coach Steve Trittschuh. After spending 5 years in Colorado Springs, makes the jump to St. Louis. And with this franchise coming to an end as far as their play in the USL Championship, I do not imagine Steve will need to take much time to look for a job. He is that highly thought of in soccer circles. Talked about his playing days in some earlier broadcasts. First American to appear in a Champions League match for Sparta Prague back in the day after playing in the 1990 World Cup. Of course, these days that is becoming more and more commonplace, Americans playing on Champions League sides. Rumors today linking Serginho Dest to Barcelona. It's becoming commonplace. And we have hit the 7-minute mark of this match, and for a second consecutive match, you see the players on both sides coming together in a moment to recognize the fight for equality, diversity, and inclusivity by using the moments to honor the ongoing movement around social injustice and the need for positive change in our sport and in our society. Of course, this is also done in conjunction with the Black Players Alliance, an organization recognized by the USL and USLPA, with a mission to educate and empower its members to use their platforms to affect positive change in their communities and throughout the league. And we join the rest of the USL Championship community by simply saying we are all united against racism.
And I think if you want a player's perspective, and I can't remember, you'll know the date on this, but when you had Matt Watson on Soccer Saturday explaining it in talking about, you know, the things that he's experienced and the things that he's going through and the difference, the positive difference that he wants to make in and around this community. You know, whatever date that was, go back and give that a listen. That's a well done explanation.
Well, thank you very much. September the 5th was his appearance on Soccer Saturday. Flicked forward, trying to find Pasher. Swept away by Fanuel Kavita before being played off the head of Neville Hackshaw to the sidelines for a St. Louis throw-in. This match brought to us by Community Health Sports Medicine. Exceptional care simply delivered. These two teams have met over the course of the last 2 seasons. What a run by Haworth to read that pass. Finding Moon. Defended by Fink. Prevent the walk-in on goal for Nick Moon. And then a giveaway by Haworth, and quickly Fall trying to launch Tyler Blackwood down the far side. Greg making a run across, but Evan Newton is there, and Greg really not close to give Newton much of a spot of bother. Guy Abend trying to find Blackwood. The offside flag had stayed down if it had gone through. Blackwood, this is his 25th match since joining St. Louis last August. He has scored 11 times, and Barrett, frankly, gave it away to him. And not in a danger just yet. Left foot Newton hasn't lined up. Kyle Gregg would like to have that one back for St. Louis. On the sidelines, here's Martin Running, the longest tenured coach in the history of the Indy 11, and this their 7th season. Trying to steer this team into the playoffs for a 3rd time in as many tries. 7th seed in the Eastern Conference format 2 years ago, the 3rd seed last year. Now Cicerone with the run going, and just missed the back post.
He scored almost exactly like that on Saturday night, coming from the corner of the 18 and across the top of the box, set up the defender as a screen, and just looked to bend that ball inside the post. Just missed here.
Ball kind of pushed out instead of bending back in. Cicerone, the former FC Cincinnati man, has found a home in St. Louis the last couple of years. 4 goals this season for Cicerone. Cicerone, one of 4 St. Louis players to have appeared in all 13 matches this year. Moon sets up the left foot, but again did not get much on it. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. They're the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit SelectSportAmerica.com. We met, whistled for a foul. Steve Tritchu lobbying for something stronger than a whistle. After Ouimet's latest challenge, we met the current leader for the Indy 11 in yellow cards this season with 4. And again, in previous years, a 5th yellow card caution would have you sit down for a match. This year, and this was before the pandemic hit, that rule had been stretched to 8. I think maybe only a couple of players across the league have been asked to sit because of that this season. Space for a run for Neville Hackshaw. And Haworth with a run going, and Iose spots him.
Love it.
He's onside. But couldn't do much with it.
It's well defended.
Iose towards Pasher. 3 defenders in his general area. And then frankly, a 4th comes over to help. When you're Tyler Pasher, you're used to those numbers by this point in time. Pasher sitting on 9 goals for the Indy 11, and the next time he scores, he would become just the 2nd player in club history to have multiple seasons of double-digit goals.
And think about that, with half the matches. Half the matches, 16 matches this season has, we're only 13 in, and he's got double digits.
This match certainly seems to have a bit more of an up and down pace to it than the previous two get-togethers, does it not?
And I think that comes from the fact that when they built this roster, they built it with these three guys playing up top, and they have not had that all season available to them. So this is a luxury. This is what they were built for, and they could not ask for a better time. Again, they got 11 points in their last 6.5 weeks. They got an unbelievably emotional added time victory the other night on that head ball by Fink. This team is clicking right now.
Pasher had space at the back but could not get it around. Toby Adewole. Now Lindley, the flick forward, but Moon could not latch on to it. Fans, the Cliff Bar Baking Company is proud to team up with the Indy 11 to support the Little Wish Foundation. The more miles run by guys like Tyler Gibson and Iose this evening, the more money raised. Go to the website on your screen for more information. Of course, last time these two teams got together, it was also the warmest playing conditions of the season for the Indy 11. It was a 4 o'clock kickoff in late July in St. Louis on turf. And it was on the heels of this emotional win at Pittsburgh some 4 days earlier. Pittsburgh could easily be a team on the mind of whomever of these teams takes second place in Group E, just because that is going to be their opponent in the opening round of the playoffs. And while Indy has a couple of victories against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, St. Louis has an impressive draw this year at Pittsburgh.
Yeah, both of these teams have found success, and Pittsburgh is not a team that's easy to find success against.
Pasher. And Adewole does a good job to dispossess him.
It's great defending.
Haworth with an opportunity here. Just a little too strong on the cutback. This portion of this match presented by the Indiana Economic Development Corporation. Indiana, a state that works. Hackshaw makes the supporting run. And this match has a completely different tenor than the first time these two teams got together. Not surprising with so much on the line this evening. And Connor whistled for the foul. Tonight's match also presented in part by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. You see Guy Ben, native of Israel, spent some time playing with Lou City before having spent some time now with St. Louis FC. They went out and picked up a lot of players from other places this year to make a run this season. Adewole and Morton from Pittsburgh, Todd Wharton from Portland Timbers 2. A trio of players from the Ottawa Fury that were teammates of Kyle Haworth last season.
Yeah, they've done everything right. They've been so close recently, and they picked up all the pieces, to give them a great opportunity this year.
St. Louis sitting on 21 points, currently 1 point out of a playoff spot. There are two other teams out west, the LA Galaxy 2 in Orange County, that find themselves in a similar stead in terms of 21 points, but not in a playoff position. The run by Pasher.
What a look.
The ball by Iose. Pasher plays it across, and Moon could not keep it on frame. Well, the best look of the night for the Indy 11, frankly, for either side. Moon looking for his third goal of the season. Couldn't cash it in there.
Yeah, great opportunity. Two brilliant balls by Iose and Pasher. Just need that final touch by Nick Moon to put it away. And these are the kinds of things. Every time St. Louis survives a moment like this, they get some energy.
We have spent so much time talking about what Pasher can do from a finishing standpoint. He hasn't lost that touch and serving it across the box, as evidenced by that pass. Barrett. Good creative ball to find Connor. Haworth. And his old teammate in Wallfall able to get in the way of that opportunity. They're in minute number 20, still scoreless. Indy has the advantage in terms of having more rest on their legs in this one, having last played 7 days ago. St. Louis 4. Now Hackshaw. Those roles are reversed, by the way, next Saturday, which is what puts even more importance on this match from Indy's perspective. Both these teams going to have the double advantage in their respective home games. Not only are they at home, but they will have fresher legs in each of those two matches. Lindley gives it a go, and Dave Morton just a bit of an issue, but never really had a chance of getting it by him. Fans, you can show your Indy 11 pride and get your exclusive Indiana Members Credit Union Indy 11 debit card at any IMCU branch or online at imcu.com today. Saw Lindley take that long distance shot. What a time it would be for his first Indy 11 goal. And he goes down in a heap. Flag goes up for Pasher, and now it will go back to the foul. So wave off the offside. Indy will retain possession. And the hometown product, graduate of Garin Catholic High School, in a bad way currently on the Lucas Oil Stadium turf. I think that was simply a bumping of knees.
Yeah, but well officiated to see if, see how it was going to wind up, and then to play the advantage.
By the way, Lucas Zapala is our referee tonight. Jeffrey Swartzel, Michael Nickerson are our assistant referees, and Nabil Ben Salah is tonight's fourth official.
Now, don't think that St. Louis hasn't watched video of the first game when Iose was in a similar spot. Put it to the back corner of the 6 for Hackshaw.
That's exactly what he's looking to do here. Did not elevate that one as he would have wanted. Iose this year with 1 goal and 2 assists. This is his 9th appearance out of a possible 14 this year.
And here's the cheese in the mousetrap. You've got Ouimet, you've got Patty Barrett, and you've got Neville Hackshaw all up. You've got all your defenders up in the box from that restart. These are the moments where St. Louis strikes.
That's frankly why that shot wasn't a bad idea.
No, take that.
Take it, and when it didn't go, everybody rotates back. That was a well-timed risk by Barrett for his 2nd goal of the season and first since July 18th. The game winner against Sporting Kansas City 2. That is the next opponent, by the way, for the Indy 11 here next Wednesday night. Sporting Kansas City 2 was in action last night in Austin and lost by a score of 4-0. SKC 2 officially eliminated. At that point, again, the math was not in their favor. And even though there was not an X next to their name before tonight's match started, there is no combination of results in this match that would not clinch a playoff spot for Louisville this evening. Lindley with space to operate. Barrett, right idea, but Moon couldn't make the turn and get to it.
Yep, not a bad thought. He played it to the right side. Moon turned in such a way that he was able to hold Fink off the ball, just wasn't able to get that first touch.
Good build up here by the Indy 11. That's one that Connor would probably like to have back. Good pressure, though, by Lindley. Connor couldn't keep it at his feet. And now here's the counter opportunity. Cicerone offering help from the opposite side, and Blackwood now finds him. A couple of touches for Cicerone, deflected off of Barrett, and a corner coming for St. Louis FC. Fans, you can be a part of the conversation and watch the drama unfold live when the USL Championship playoffs begin on October the 9th. Catch every match, every goal, every save, and every celebration on ESPN. Plus, on the way to the USL Championship Final, November the 1st at 8:30 Eastern on both ESPN and ESPN Deportes. That announcement was made earlier today, but great news for the USL Championship. The USL Cup Final on ESPN, Sunday, November the 1st.
Tell you, restarts and counterattacks, these are the great equalizers.
And this is what has given fits to the Indy 11 the last couple of matches. Moon able to clear, and Abend did not do what he wanted to with that. Pasher, Haworth to his right. He may not need options given the speed of Tyler Pasher. Great job by Paris G. Haworth plays it across and just a bit too strong for Pasher. Couldn't connect to him in time.
Oh, and I tell you what, you love how this was developing. Pasher, leading scorer, dynamic player in the league, takes a couple of extra touches to try and squeeze and freeze the defenders into the middle to open up space on the outsides for Lindley and Haworth. Just was unable to get the ball out wide.
Sports this match presented by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. Barrett, the diagonal ball.
What a look.
Connor couldn't latch onto it, but you see the immediate thumbs up from Drew, and you heard the immediate recognition from Brad Hodder.
Tell you what, what's so ridiculous is you get guys like Patty Barrett that are so strong defensively and so physically tough and send messages and are physical enforcers in the back. You don't expect them to have such creative and dynamic touches where they can break down a defense, but we've seen it time and time again from Patty Barrett.
Good job by Ouimet to win that 50-50 ball away from Greg. There's Abend. Couple of pieces out with injury tonight for St. Louis. Oscar Umar, Jeremy Gagnon Laparre. Part of the reason why Abend's getting a little more run this evening's match. Really one great look for each team so far. Cicerone's opportunity, he pushed wide of the far post for St. Louis. Moon on the cross from Pasher. Ouimet takes a tumble. And Cam Lindley told to hold on for just a second.
Yeah, that's got to be a card from behind. And you look at this battle. This is going on for the first 27 minutes. It's going to continue all game. You've got the strength and the power of Ouimet. You've got the strength and the power of the way that Greg plays. And Ouimet has put a body on him with every ball that's come into Greg. A little bit of frustration. He hasn't had a clean touch. He takes it out and pushing from behind.
These are two veteran guys. They know the deal. Guarantee not the first time they've got together, and won't be the last either. Carl now in his third year with the Indy 11. And Hackshaw couldn't get to it in time.
Just a slight bit of indecision between Iose and Hackshaw as to who was going to get that ball, and that was just enough time to let that ball run over.
Opportunity here. Blackwood with the takeaway. Charging forward, leaves it for Abend. The hustle back by Barrett and Haworth to get in the way. Manuel Kavita played every minute of every match a year ago for St. Louis. He did not play the first time these two teams got together on July the 11th.
What a find by Morton.
Cicerone. A lot of traffic trying to steer his way through. By the way, that match on July the 11th, That is the only time that Kavita has not played in a match each of the last 2 years. Blackwood the give and go.
What a thought.
No whistle there at the edge of the box, and Gibson been getting on Wharton's case saying, hey, don't dive like that. Wharton pleading his case to Lucas Sapala. Jump by Hackshaw to read the run that Moon was making.
Good step.
That's Kavita. Puts that ball behind Blackwood. Blackwood was acquired from the Sacramento Republic last August and again has immediately found a home in St. Louis. He scored the only tally when these two teams got together back on July the 26th. Asher had now drifted all the way towards the near sideline, which is rare for the left-footed player. Tyler looking for his first goal in the run of play since August the 15th. His last goal was from the penalty spot in the 3-1 loss to Lou City on September the 5th. The flick through by Connor that Moon could not latch onto. Be sure to join us every Saturday morning for Soccer Saturday on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. This week's show will be largely determined by what happens over the next 60 or so minutes. For details, you can log on to 1075thefan.com. Of course, this match presented by Keystone Construction. It's more than construction. Keystone, we build a vision. Good job by Barrett.
Hey, look at St. Louis and how comfortable they are looking to build out of tight pockets instead of this big sweeping ball to the opposite side. They come and they press with numbers. Once they win the ball, it's bing, 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 just some short combinations to see if they can find a channel to send Blackwood or Cicerone or Greg through.
And these two teams play twice more after tonight. St. Louis has Louisville on Saturday night. Indy is home to Sporting Kansas City 2 on Wednesday night. And that'll be a throw-in for the Indy 11. That'll also be our hydration break here at the past 30-minute mark of this match. On the road, can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, Brian Dunseth, and Rodney Marsh. I should give Jason Davis some love there too. Fans of the USL can now listen to the
tell you, St. Louis just does such a great job of jamming all of the channels and lanes with bodies. There was no place to go.
Frankly, how St. Louis defends, it is a surprise. They've only had 2 clean sheets all year.
It is. You know, you look at this run that they're on where they've picked up 11 points in the last 6 weeks. They've scored 12 goals and given up 11. You shouldn't be 3 wins, 2 draws, and a loss when the goals are that even.
And one of those clean sheets coming to the Indy 11. July 26th, that was the last time that St. Louis had a clean sheet. The other one was July 18th against Lou City. Pasher plays it across. Kavita got there first.
And I tell you, you know, when you've got a team that does so well getting bodies behind the ball and numbers behind the ball like St. Louis does, there are times that it's either individual creativity that loses a guy that causes somebody else to shift. And you've got guys between Howarth and Iose and Pasher that can do that, create that unbalance on a back line, or it's got to take short combinations to just get through these tiny channels.
Gibson buys some real estate on that one and knocks it back to the midway portion of the field. Possession has been in favor of the Indy 11. Number of chances in favor of the Indy 11. That was not surprising. That's what we expected coming into the match. Certainly knew that St. Louis does not require a lot to get a goal here or there.
Yeah, when you've come into a match like this and you've beaten both Lou City and Indy 11 on a combined 3 shots, you don't sweat the fact that you're not creating many opportunities.
Barrett and Moon couldn't connect from 50 yards apart, if not more. Patty wearing the captain's armband for the Indy 11 tonight. Now Blackwood finds a seam, but just too much traffic to play his way through.
And I think that was as much Ouimet's angle as it was Blackwood's decision. And I think he has the pace that he takes another touch and tries to just keep Ouimet on his left and see if he can't get a step in and open the goal and open that angle up a little bit more. He's going to find more success than trying to cut it and just see if he can wrong foot Ouimet.
The throw to Moon, but he got his hand on it.
Unfortunate.
Yep.
Unfortunate.
Not intentional, but also something you've got to call because of the advantage it created in this scenario. Moon last scored 2 weeks ago in the last Indy 11 victory against Sporting Kansas City 2. Both of Moon's goals this year have come in the first 6 minutes of matches. Scoring partner that night was Jeremy Raffanello. Rafa available off the bench for selection this evening. Good combination play here by St. Louis. But then a giveaway here and an opportunity for the Indy 11. St. Louis had thrown some numbers forward. Pasher couldn't latch on to it. Wole did just enough.
Yeah, I tell you what, normally you see Iose just dump that ball over the top and let Pasha run onto it, and he tried to find him in stride on that one.
Several passes connecting for the Indy 11, but none in a dangerous position until right there. Hackshaw leaves it. Pasher finds it, but then well defended by Fink. Well-timed run by Neville. And then Greg too strong on that touch. Let's thank one of our new sponsors on our Indy 11 broadcast tonight, our friends at Fagrate Drinker, a firm designed for clients. Barrett again, looking for Lindley. Lindley trying to carve out some space. Pasher looking back post. Lindley tried his own number near post.
Oh my goodness, Kyle Morton.
Second time he's had to come up big because of Lindley. I just like the fact that Cam has become much more aggressive in going for goal. He has turned down some good looks earlier this season.
And I think on a shot like that, you think you can maybe catch the keeper cheating. You got Moon and Pasher slashing into the box where it's definitely going to draw Morton's vision and some of his attention, and maybe you can catch him cheating off that post.
Newton is there. Our final 5 minutes plus stoppage time of the first half brought to us by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. Good touch by Blackwood. Good shoulder to shoulder by Hackshaw. And now Moon. He and Iose couldn't get on the same page. The Indiana Economic Development Corporation is a proud supporter of the Indy 11. Take your business to the next level in a state that works. If you're Martin Runny, what's your message at halftime?
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't want to overcomplicate anything ever. It's a simple game, and if you stay simple, it's very easy for everybody to understand. There's a lot of ways to break down a team that plays in such tight, compacted way that St. Louis does. You can do it with individual brilliance, dynamically breaking things down, causing them to shift. You can do it with short, quick combinations, but I'll tell you, the best opportunities that Indy 11 have had are when Patty Barrett is driving that ball over the back line. So set that up. Give him more opportunities. Knock it back, knock it across the back line, and let Patty drive a ball into the channels for the guys up top.
Lindley with a run going. We'll leave it for Moon. And now Connor. Three sets of eyes focus on Pasher. Ouimet takes a tumble, and not enough to draw a whistle. And then Barrett holds his ground, also whistle free. And then two players collide, advantage being played.
Oh, Iose.
Pasher plays it across, and Moton,
look at those hands,
hangs on to it.
Oh, is he having a game?
39 saves and 11 matches coming in.
That's a heck of a shot, and look at this. A lot of goalkeepers parry that ball down to the ground and get it when it bounces back up. That's solid hands, Kyle Morton.
The latest installment between Ouimet and Greg, and then Greg gets a high boot, and he's going to get a card.
I love it. The center official, 1, 2, 3. Let's make no mistake about it. You're on the watch list. This is your third infraction. Bam, yellow card.
Greg from the soccer hotbed of Stevens Point, Wisconsin.
Love it. Cranberry country.
Talent can be found everywhere.
Ocean spray, cranberry country. And I tell you what, I think when a center official does something like that, you can't argue it. You can't. He explains it. He lays it out in 3 quick motions. Okay, and Kyle Gregg says, yep, you got me.
So Wharton and Greg each have been carded tonight for the visitors from St. Louis. So we're looking at 2, maybe 3 minutes of added time. Take a look at Pasher's last effort.
Boom. Nothing elevates a keeper's confidence higher than catching something cleanly. Nothing makes everybody else on the field take notice when a hard shot is caught with zero bobbling of the ball.
And Wall Fall is having a rather demonstrative conversation with Lucas Sapala. He may earn a yellow for dissent here in the near future. Nothing ratcheted up as the conversation continued. And 4 minutes. Maybe a surprising length of time being added for the end of the first half. Let's thank our friends at Keystone Construction, a proud supporter of the Indy 11. Keystone Construction, it's more than construction. We build a vision. You're Steve Trittschuh. What's your focus with your team at halftime, Brad?
You're thrilled. This is exactly where you want this game. You know, even though you've had a good last 6.5 weeks, you have not had success on the road. This game is setting up for exactly the way St. Louis plays.
Only problem for St. Louis is the yellow cards are starting to pile up quickly. Adewole gets one there. So make it 3 in the first half, handed out to the visitors. By the way, nobody on St. Louis is close in terms of yellow card accumulation this year. No player entered this match with more than 3 on the season.
Look at that.
Quickly cleared and deflected off of Gibson. Good work by St. Louis's back line and Adewole. Making just his 8th appearance of the season, and he and Morton both coming over from Pittsburgh during the course of the offseason. It's a Pittsburgh team that lost a lot of pieces off of a good team last year, and they have not missed a beat.
I think that speaks to the stability of an organization, from the coaching staff to the players he wants to bring back, and having a philosophy when you're out looking for players too.
Again, Pittsburgh, Hartford. Congratulations, Hartford. First-time playoff participant. Tampa Bay, Charleston have all wrapped up playoff spots, and again, when this match concludes, Louisville will have wrapped up a playoff spot as well, as far as the Eastern Conference teams are concerned.
If you are Indy, you cannot blink here.
Blackwood finds some space. Hackshaw got ahead to it. Throw in coming for St. Louis, and knowing they are short on time, they are moving quickly. Hackshaw finds Lindley. What a flick by Lindley. Moon on the run, and that should be card number 4. And again, that's a professional foul given by Fink. Take the yellow, slow up play.
If you are St. Louis, you can't blink here. This is one everybody's got to be locked in on both sides, because a moment like this could decide the game. It's one guy thinking, it's halftime, nothing's going to happen here, and then bam, you fall asleep for just a second. The guy that you're responsible for doesn't, and you wind up down 0-1.
Iose looking back post, but foul called. That was Greg at the edge of the box that went to the turf. And that's it. No further activity required in half number 1. Cagey, maybe a good way to describe this first half. Two teams that certainly are both veteran and know what's at stake. No quarter given No score either way.
Yeah, love games like this where there's so much at stake that neither team can afford to risk too much, give too much away, and both are playing so well with how they wanted to play in this match.
Even if the score lines have not been this way for a lot of these two teams' matches this year, these are two teams that have zero problem with a 1-0 victory, and that might be the way that it plays out this evening. Stay tuned. Our halftime show comes your way next. Our look around the USL Championship after this. You're watching Indy 11 Soccer on My Indy TV and ESPN+.
What a beauty!
I'm seeing,
it's fantastic.
The midfield stripe.
Sensational. Fantastic.
I'm seeing
Anyway
thank
you
you.
slice it. This one he puts away, fires and scores. What an unbelievable strike. Oh, what a goal.
There's the shot, it scores! Attacking, shooting, and scoring!
Oakland. The town.
A world-class city where it's not just about where you're going.
But it's also where you come from. See, here, there's always room at the top.
Where sky's the limit.
But roots help keep you grounded. And this is town business. If you know, you know. Some might say it's rough around the edges.
But we all know that the flavor
Scoreless at Lucas Oil Stadium with second place on the line in Group B. Of course, that also means a playoff spot as well. And with some playoff conversation, that's a good way to begin our look around the USL Championship. We've referenced the teams in the East that have clinched playoff spots. Those in the West include Reno, Sacramento, El Paso, New Mexico, as well as San Antonio. Not surprisingly, given the fact that we are to the last 2 weeks of the season, it is a very busy weekend. In fact, the Indy 11, one of the few teams that are off on Saturday. Huge game, St. Louis and Louisville. That and every other match in the USL Championship available on ESPN+. And as we mentioned earlier, huge news for the league today. The championship match on November the 1st can be seen on both ESPN and ESPN Deportes. Now here is more on the upcoming playoff push.
What a beauty! It's fantastic. Sensational. Fantastic. Any way you slice it. This one he puts away, fires and scores. What an unbelievable strike. Oh, what a goal.
There's the shot, it scores! Attacking, shooting, and scoring!
Oakland. The town.
a world-class city where it's not just about where you're going.
But it's also where you come from. See, here, there's always room at the top.
Where sky's the limit.
But roots help keep you grounded. And this is town business. If you know, you know. Some might say it's rough around the edges.
But we all know that the flavors are in the margins. It's a family affair out here.
It's all eyes on we.
Hold it down for the people holding you up. These things matter to us.
It is Let's Go Oakland over and over and over again, where East Oakland and West Oakland meet.
Show the town love.
And the town will love you back. Oakland forever.
While we are scoreless here in Indianapolis, the same can be said for Charlotte and the Miami FC. Reference the fact that Hartford has wrapped up their first playoff berth in their second season. Already a goal to the good against Philadelphia Union 2 tonight. Atlanta United 2 and Red Bulls 2, 2-0 in favor of Atlanta United. And again, two teams that right now that are on the fringe of a playoff spot in the other division that would be as tough as Group E. It would be Group B, the LA Galaxy and San Diego Loyal. That's a big game out west coming up at 10 o'clock. Our out-of-town scoreboard brought to us by the Crown Plaza Indianapolis downtown. Let them assist you with your next meeting or event. Golden Boot Race. I think we can proclaim a winner. Enough precincts are reporting. Unless Dane Kelly gets another couple of hat tricks in him, which is always possible. But Junior Flemings with 14 for Phoenix Rising. 4 goals clear, both Dane Kelly and Rufat Dadashov, his teammate from Phoenix Rising. And Tyler Pasher, one of 4 players with 9 goals. The other is Cameron Lancaster. Congratulations to him. I know some Indy 11 fans don't like when we congratulate somebody from Louisville, but he has now cleared 50 goals in USL Championship play.
It's incredible. We were talking about it pre-game, too. Imagine if he didn't spend last year with Nashville, where he would be on that all-time scoring chart.
So here is what's left for the Indy 11 in terms of a schedule standpoint, and it is not much. Just 2 regular season games left to go. Again, a win tonight would be a huge step forward in trying to ensure that potential quarterfinal in the Eastern Conference matchup. Again, likely against Pittsburgh. That could be anytime between Friday, October the 9th and Sunday, October the 11th. You win that, then you would assumingly see Louisville in the next round. Eastern Conference Finals and Championship follows after that. Before we exit stage left, let's tell you about the Youth Soccer Initiative, in which the Indy 11 is a part of. The Indy 11 Youth Soccer Program, a grassroots initiative that will grow accessibility to the sport across Indiana by supporting recreational soccer programs at partnering youth soccer clubs. The new program provides support for more than 15,000 rec-level players. Launched with 4-member clubs, but it's not stopping there. If your program is interested, visit the website on your screen. Indy11.com/rec-program has more information. More of your halftime show, including halftime highlights, halftime stats, and a visit with Indy 11 head coach Martin Running. It all comes your way next here on My Indy TV.
Como voluntario he impactado positivo del remo en la comunidad incluye la participación con organizadores como to count.
On behalf of Indy 11, we once again thank Jose, Patricia, and Remo for their contributions to the Hoosier State and its Latino and Hispanic communities.
Not gonna lie, we could use some rain in central Indiana. But since it's not raining tonight, the window is open, the roof is open. It is a gorgeous night for soccer, and thank you so much for joining us here at Lucas Oil Stadium. She belongs to Cicerone for St. Louis, their best look on goal.
Yeah, and very similar to a goal that he scored on Saturday night, where he just sets the defender up as a bit of a screen and tries to bend that ball far post.
Tyler Pasher trying to play goal creator, and frankly, that's the best look so far for Indy.
And that is the one shot that Indy has off frame, the one from inside the 6.
Cam Lindley, a couple of blasts towards Morton tonight. It's good to see him taking a more active and aggressive role offensively.
It is. He's found a little bit going forward. He's tucked underneath Pasher and Moon, and he's finding some windows to create some opportunities for himself.
And as you said earlier, the ball to Lindley there was played by Patty Barrett. He's been the biggest instigator of offense for Indy tonight.
Hey, I'll tell you, if I'm Steve Trittschuh, what I am doing is I am applying a bit more pressure to Patty Barrett when the ball's at his feet.
All right, so here are the stats so far, and as we said, possession largely in favor of the Indy 11 at 62%. Shots on target 6-1 again. This looks a lot like the last time these two teams played. Only difference is in that one, Indy was trailing by a goal from about the 25th minute on.
St. Louis doesn't need more than one more opportunity in this match. You can't give it to them.
So as both teams are making their way back onto the pitch, a couple of minutes before we get to half number 2, let's quickly catch up with the head coach of the Indy 11 in Martin Rennie. Martin, your thoughts on half number 1?
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty solid first half. We created some good chances. Just want to be a little bit more ruthless when we get those chances in the second half.
From a tactics standpoint, anything you're planning on changing for half number 2?
No, I think just continuing to do what we're doing, but try and do it a little bit better, a little bit more energy, more tempo, and a little bit more care in the final third.
Coach, thank you. We'll talk to you after the match.
All right, thank you.
Indy 11 head coach Martin Rennie. Always good to get his thoughts. All right, so I'll ask you the same question. What do you want to see change for the Indy 11 in half number 2?
Well, I'll tell you, I think he hit the nail right on the head. It is that execution. It's that care in the box. It's that care in the final third. You're creating the opportunities, and you're creating good opportunities. Now you just got to execute that final touch.
A quick look. These are up-to-date standings. This is assuming this match remains a draw. Again, Indy 11 would be a point ahead of St. Louis. And again, there is a big difference in terms of whom the middle match remaining for these two teams is. St. Louis gets Louisville, Indy gets Sporting Kansas City. At the same time, St. Louis has already won at Louisville this year, and Sporting Kansas City has won here. Yeah. So it's not like the next match is guaranteed to go in favor in either direction of the Indy 11.
And if it remains this way, where St. Louis comes out with the draw, they will have lost one match in 7 weeks. It's not a team that is going to be intimidated by having to go into Lynn Family Stadium.
By the way, before we get our second half underway, we want to give a quick shout out. If you're an Indy 11 fan, you probably follow the Twitter handle at Indy 11 South End. Used to be the East End, but they changed the direction of the stadium when they moved from Carroll Stadium
Let me see if I'm following
to Lucas Oil Stadium. Well, that is Susan Reck that is behind that Twitter account. Tonight is her 100th Indy 11 match. She joins the Century Club. Susan, congratulations, and thank you for being a big fan of the Indy 11. We hope you get to see a victory here in half number 2.
One more time. Give me that Twitter handle.
At Indy 11 South End.
Okay.
And we are underway here in half number 2. Greg Rakestraw, Brad Hodder, Indy 11 Soccer. You're on My Indy TV and ESPN+. Indy a 2-0 winner against St. Louis on July the 11th. Lou came back with a 1-0 victory 15 days later. They have not seen each other since. Ball sent in. Fink got to it first.
I'll tell you, it's that ball from Iose to Howarth that can change this game. It's the same thing that Patty Barrett's doing from the back. You just bypass the entire block of players.
Moon goes down. Official says no, not enough there because he was inside the box. Lindley slides it for Pasher.
Oh.
In the blink of an eye, Cam Lindley setting up Pasher. Again, Lindley, just because he's asked to play a different role for this team than he was in Memphis a year ago. A reminder, he had 7 assists a year ago for Memphis 901.
Brilliant setup, brilliant ball, and Pasher makes that run just on the inside. And I'll tell you what, great no call by the official too. That was an all-ball tackle.
Pasher looking for his 10th goal of the year. Lindley looking for his first assist of the season. Cam signed in February to play for his hometown team after being a former member of Orlando City in Major League Soccer.
Gotta tell you, he's having a match tonight. This is probably his most impressive performance.
Moon trying to carve out some space around Adewole. And Adewole able to just kind of steer him, and a little contact there, but both guys going for the same spot. Immediately a hand to help one another. Up. Goal kick coming from Morton. The Sports This Match presented by the Denny Companies, tearing down the past so you can build the future. And if you're St. Louis, yes, you'd love to get 3. 1's not bad tonight. Simply put, you've got to be within 3 when Indy comes to your place next Saturday.
Absolutely.
However you get to that point. Goal differential right now, +3 in favor of the Indy 11 compared to St. Louis. If that tiebreaker comes into play, Indy has one more win than does St. Louis, so that tiebreaker, again, if we get to a potential tie scenario, you can count the fingers and toes next week. Right now it's about simply winning this one for either side.
It feels like there's a goal or two still on this field here.
Hackshaw looking for Iose. Eight behind the ball for St. Louis. And Lindley the only change from the lineup that saw Indy beat St. Louis 2 months ago. Andrew Carlton was a starter that night. Everybody else in their exact same places.
Oh, Hackshaw, what a ball.
And Iose, great ball to win it back, and then goes down and says, nope. G deemed to have gotten that tackle cleanly. Opportunity here. This is Blackwood. Gregg heading towards the back post.
Great run by Gregg.
Top of the 8th, though, it's Cicerone! And St. Louis has found that goal in the 50th minute.
Against the run of play. Against the run of play. You got a ball down here. Iose's got the ball at his feet. Thought he was fouled. Ball gets picked. Boom, St. Louis doesn't need but a couple touches.
Cicerone's 5th goal of the season. You saw him dart to that corner. There are a group of St. Louis fans that have made the trip here. A screen set by Gregg. Barrett kind of in the line of sight of Newton as well. And Cicerone buries it.
And I'll tell you what, it was, a screen at the end by Gregg, but it was the run by Gregg that opened up the pocket for Cicerone. Greg makes this screaming run down the middle at such a pace, it grabs Patty Barrett's attention. Patty Barrett tracks that most dangerous run. It opens up a pocket in the middle. Tyler Gibson can't get back to it. Blackwood does a great job of finding Cicerone at the top of the box. What a finish for St. Louis.
And right now, St. Louis is in a playoff position. The Indy 11 are not. There's still 40-plus minutes of soccer yet to go. We saw the Luligans located in the southwest corner of Lucas Oil tonight. They have plenty to cheer for right now.
And I'll tell you, in a game of momentum and energy and seasons that are filled with momentums and energy, and you got professional players who have seen it all and done it all, nobody's going to be too fazed by this at this point in the game. There is still plenty of time to make something happen.
And here goes Greg again. Barrett wins the foot race. Just reminder fans, Indy 11 Premium Suites are the perfect way to entertain your guests. Learn more at Indy11.com or call 317-685-1100. Pasher. We're going to play that ball across.
And I'll tell you that the chip that sits in St. Louis's favor right now, they were up 2-0 Saturday and lost a 2-goal lead and didn't mentally fold, came back and were able to win that thing. So when you look at this 1-goal lead, they're not going to be fazed if Indy 11 scores. This is going to be a 38-minute battle rake.
And the road team in the previous 4 matchups between these two have never won, have never pulled a point, in fact, at the other team's stadium. And the Indy 11, who went over 2 years without losing a match in this building, are in danger of losing here for a 4th time in less than 2 months. Iose, good follow-up. Now Ouimet joins the attack.
Now here's where you got to be careful. You got Ouimet up, things are stretched a little bit.
Pasher was onside. Cuts it. Morton eyeballed it before he saw it was steering wide.
That dude knows his goal.
He's had to have been active tonight.
Tell you know how many we've been, what, 7 years we've been doing this with Indy 11, and we've seen Iose all 7 years, either with New York or Indy. I still marvel at how soft his touch is.
For standings, stats, or the latest league news, be sure to visit USLsoccer.com. Lindley nicks it forward, but
I like the thought, though. I like the thought.
And Cavito simply will play that ball to section 110. Bit of a giveaway here, though. An opportunity for St. Louis. And then a foul given by Connor. And then Connor given a card. So the first Indy 11 card of the match shown to Connor, his 2nd of the year. And there were 4 handed out to St. Louis in half number 1.
You can see the disappointment on his face, because typically when he gets a yellow card, he has earned it. This is one that, I don't know.
Yeah, that's not a card, but that's a card when the other team had 4 in the first half. Pasher trying to sprint to get to that one and applies pressure to force a giveaway. There's the speed of Pasher on display.
And that's such a great thing for players to see, is that, you don't have to win that ball, but sometimes just applying pressure, sometimes putting a thought in a guy's head changes his ability to deliver a ball correctly.
Pasher finds the space. Adewole got there first. Right idea by Hackshaw. Pasher in that pocket is where Indy 11 has been at their best so often for the last 2 years.
I'll tell you, the key to it defensively is to make sure that you've got cover tucked in behind, because it's just a ball that's played behind that first pressing defender, and if you don't have somebody in that space, you're not going to catch Pasher with that pressing defender turning. It's got to be somebody coming from behind in a cover position.
No need to be in a hurry if you're Morton at this point. You're not exactly going to time-wasting mode in the 56th minute, but you've got the 1-goal lead. Now looking for Blackwood back post. Great ball from Cicerone.
You kidding me?
A one-time opportunity by Blackwood.
That is confidence.
That would have been goal of the year material right there.
Oh my goodness. You don't even have a clean look at that ball. You're thinking that maybe, Hackshaw's going to get a piece of it. What a touch.
Gibson
Love it.
looking for Lindley, but Morton had read that one and easily able to nab that one before Lindley could get to it. Now Adewole with space to operate. Good read by Ioze. And just a bit strong in that touch for Gibson.
Yeah, and that was really well defended by St. Louis. Pasher's taking off. The ball's at Ioze's feet. That's such a dangerous combination for Indy 11, and they just would not give Ioze a clean look.
This portion of the match presented by Community Health Sports Medicine. Exceptional care, simply delivered. We saw this in the second half last week against Louisville. And it was a late first half goal, but it forced Indy to chase the game, which opened up an opportunity along the back for Louisville to get that second goal. Help clear that victory. Second in 11 days here in this building for Lou City. As far as some of the potential replacements for the Indy 11, if you're looking to maybe change this game via a substitute, Carlton amongst that group. Available for selection off the bench, Ilya Illich, Matt Watson, Jeremy Raffanello. All of the offensive variety. It could be a difference maker in tonight's matchup.
I'll tell you, the tough part about chasing a game for 40 minutes, and you referenced part of it, you do have to open up, you're spending some energy, and you're creating some lanes and some opportunities for a counterattack. The other part is the wear and the energy and the way that it drains the gas tank of fuel.
Pasher got there, but couldn't do much with it. And one of those substitutions is going to come on right now for the Indy 11, or at least at the next stoppage in play, because Ilya Illich is by the fourth official. Ilya making his 11th appearance for the Indy 11 this season. Does have a couple of assists. That's going to be the first change by Martin Running. He's going to replace Tyler Gibson, so that is very much a more aggressive, offensive-minded player that'll be asked to come on when that substitution is made. And it'll take place right now. So a very rare early exit for Tyler Gibson. Gibson, the leader in minutes played for the Indy 11 this season. The only player to have started all 14 matches, but now that you're down a goal, this match requires more offense, and hence Illich is brought in to replace him.
The 61st minute of play, entering the match 14, Illich. Leaving the match for Tyler Gibson.
And I'll tell you what that does too is, you've got Iose and Lindlier and Howarth are all, creative playmaking guys, but that gives another guy underneath Pasher to find the lane for him.
This portion of this match is brought to us by the Q. Download the Indy 11 app and play the Indy 11 Q. Pre-game, post-game, and more you can play in stadium, when you're at home, or anywhere across the world. Sign up and play now, and if that's a card on Fink, that would be his second. There's yellow, should be one more, there's red, and all of a sudden, life just changed for the Indy 11. They will now play a man up for the final 30 minutes of the match, and Fink realizes he had to take 2 fouls that were the same idea.
There's no way that he is going to stay in a foot race with Tyler Pasher over 40 yards. However, there was enough space, there were enough players for St. Louis that could have effectively come in and jammed up that space if he was just able to make Tyler Pasher, stutter step for just a bit. There was in my mind, there's no reason to take the red card. Not only does it equate things out here, but what it also does now, it takes Fink out of the Lou City game next week.
First red card of the season shown to a St. Louis player.
Wow.
And Fink, one of the more veteran players, he's on the team of the week, had the game-winning goal last Saturday. And he's going to go hide in the shadows and watch this match as long as they will allow him to. And wisely moves the chair, getting away with the television cameras. Morton didn't get to it. And Barrett will just simply let that go to the corner flag. Restart is a quick one. Howarth plays it in. Hackshaw couldn't get everything he wanted to on it. Lindley flying over to keep it in play. Lindley's service, Morton the punch. Barrett, the touch for Ouimet. Now Moon will try to settle. And the 11 plays with a man advantage here. Ouimet's header goes right to Morton.
And I tell you what, you had Ilya Illich flashing back post. It's a tough ball for Ouimet to see, but if instead of putting it on goal, he puts that back post, Indy 11 equalizes.
We've seen Indy in this building win playing a man down this year against Pittsburgh. Now they have been gifted the advantage of playing a man up. But Blackwood finds a touch, and then Blackwood is fouled. And this will be a free kick from just outside of the 18. St. Louis asking for a potential card. And by the way, something else to watch. The goalkeeper in Morton just hustled over to the bench. Yellow card shown to Neville Hackshaw. But he's kind of acting like he's dealing with some muscle cramps. So something else to watch at the other end is Morton dealing with potentially some leg issues for St. Louis FC.
Well, I'll tell you what, every time that ball moved 80, 90 yards down the field, he was stretching his calves. He didn't play last week, and you wonder, or on Saturday, so you wonder if maybe he's got a slight pull or...
St. Louis is going to bring in their first substitution. It is rookie Daniel Fisher, appearing in just his 7th match of the season. They will pull Wall Fall, and that's again to add more of a defensive presence on the field, playing a man down. And if you're St. Louis, you're trying to find a way here for a moment of glory to go for goal and build that lead to 2 goals up, knowing you're playing uphill the rest of the night.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, with the pace that Blackwood has and the way that this game was unfolding, I think you leave him up top and you just keep seeing if you can't bang a ball into space for him to chase down.
Well, I thought Fall's player was going to exit. I was wrong about that. It is Blackwood that takes a break, and that one goes up and over. So Blackwood done for the night. Cicerone couldn't get the brace on that opportunity. Again, the lone goal scorer of the match. He now ties Blackwood for team honors with 5. Long distance ball out of Wole and Morton combined to give chase. And Moon couldn't get to it in time, and Morton is saying, hey, I need help. And you see the fans think that might be time wasting. Again, I can tell you, he sprinted / lumbered to get to the bench. And the backup keeper is starting to make his way towards the bench. It looks like John Berner could be asked to come on here.
And Berner's 29, MLS experience, not a guy that would be shaky in this moment. However, Saturday night, he was in goal when they gave up a 2-goal lead.
He's getting the gloves on as Berner. Let's see if Morton tries to hang on for a little bit longer.
And I'll tell you what, the calf has been bothering him the last, 20, 30 minutes towards the end of the first half. And you look now at what aggravated it right now was a sprint off the line to beat a player to the ball. So, if you're in the 11, it's that ball behind the back line that's just out of reach of Kyle Morton or just within reach where he thinks he can come get it. That is going to be the one that puts him at risk.
In sports, this match presented by the Indiana Economic Development Corporation, Indiana, a state that works. Good touch by Lindley. And then Fall goes down on the contact from Lindley. What a win this would be for St. Louis. If they could do something that Indy did here a month or so ago, and that was to play a goal up and hang on in this building. Down to 10 men for the better part of a half.
And I tell you, you look at it on paper, and you say, okay, well, Lou City should beat St. Louis, and Indy 11 should beat Sporting KC, and so that puts us right back into this position heading into that final match in St. Louis. However, Sporting KC has beaten Indy here, and St. Louis has beaten Lou City there.
Iose looking for the long distance ball, and Moon. And Iose not exactly on the same page. Fans follow the Indy 11 and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN Plus. Home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the nearly 8 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Barrett, great ball to find Haworth. Pasher makes the run, slips behind Fisher, but Kavita with the read. Pass is just a touch off for the Indy 11. Great ball.
Wow.
But Pasher just couldn't latch onto it. Right idea. Found that pocket of space behind the back line.
It was a great delivery on that, too. You got St. Louis right now playing when Indy's in possession of the ball. They're playing with five across the back, a three screen in front of them, and then Greg up top by himself. And so that area of space that Indy 11 can knock it around is between the three and Greg. control it there, see if St. Louis misses a shift, misses an opportunity to fill a lane, and then look to slice that ball through.
Illich makes the run. Ioze finds him. Ouimet will switch up the side of the attack. Moon, the closest player to it. Credit Connor on the hustle, and then is fouled. Outstanding work by Connor.
Silly. No reason to try and let that ball run out of bounds. I know you want to get 10 to 15 seconds more, but drive that ball up the field. Drew Connor, great hustle.
The game rewards toughness. It's a great quote from Brad Stevens.
I like that.
Let's see if Connor's hustle pays off here for the Indy 11. In all effects, a corner kick here. Howarth will take it.
And this is one of those ones too. If you can put a ball up that you have to have Morton come play for, it'll be a challenge for him.
Should be another corner, and it will be, or this time an actual corner. And again, quickly done by the Indy 11. Ioze sends it in, headed down, back of the net. It's Neville Hackshaw. What a rush. It's 1-1 between the Indy 11 and St. Louis FC. And now you're thinking about one more with that man advantage for the next 20-plus minutes.
What a ball. Ioze to Hackshaw.
For Neville Hackshaw, his second goal of the season. They have both come in this building against St. Louis FC. His third goal against St. Louis in the last 2 years. And again, the playoff picture just changed again in Group E. Good looking ball here. Nothing there.
And I'll tell you what, credit Carl Howarth with the quick corner, having the presence of mind to put that ball down, get it out to one of the most dynamic and creative players in the league, to Ioze. That is as much Hackshaw, Ioze, as it is Carl Howarth. And look, if I'm Steve Trichio, I'm still looking at Paris G saying, why not just drive that ball up the field?
That was a foul against Barrett. And again, with St. Louis playing a man down, 1-1's a win for them in this scenario.
And opportunities like this, every restart they get, every transitional moment makes it 11v11 again.
So the Indy 11 currently go back into a playoff position. 1 point ahead of St. Louis, knowing they've got to go to St. Louis next Saturday. And St. Louis plays Louisville this Saturday. Indy plays host to Sporting Kansas City 2 next Wednesday. And that is a throw-in coming for the Indy 11. St. Louis so comfortable playing on the counter. They will still goal for goal when given the opportunity. Connor then is fouled. Again, he was being given the chance to play that ball on the advantage. And somebody might be in need of a timeout on the pitch. There's a yellow shown. And then a red, that's 2 men down.
Oh.
Wharton just shown his second yellow. And now St. Louis goes 2 men down with 15 minutes left to play. And there has been a lot of flopping, complaining, and belly aching from St. Louis on calls in this second half. And I think it was simply because of the demonstrative nature of Wharton's action that he was shown a yellow card. And that is now another key piece that will not play against Louisville on Saturday night.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, when you look at goalkeepers and you look at when a guy's ready to start, it's that presence that he has in the locker room. It's that presence that he has on the field that makes the guys confident and around him. This center has had that same level of presence. He hasn't blinked in making tough decisions. He hasn't blinked in letting play on. It's been an impressive performance.
Now, in looking at the replay, you could see that Wharton's reaction was because of Lucas Sapala had gone to the card. He was showing him the card already. But that was multiple infractions on Wharton. So now what do you have in the bag, Brad, for playing 2 men down?
You gotta pack it in. You gotta pack it in and leave a guy up top. Hope that you get a mistake. Indy 11's pulled out of shape and you get a lane, you get an opportunity in which to counter. Or you got restarts. You know, I wouldn't be against guys knocking the ball into that corner, trying to hold it up, see if you can draw a foul, and look to see if you just can't send some numbers up for a restart.
The Indy 11 have played 2 men up before, but it has been a long time. The last time I can think of was against the Tampa Bay Rowdies in the NASL days in 2015. It is rare. It is 11 on 9.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, at the end of training sessions the day before a match, we'll do some situational stuff. Man up, man down, goal up, goal down. We never cover this scenario. We never cover 2 men down, and maybe that's something we need to start thinking about.
So the hydration break comes for both teams. So as we said earlier, Neville Hackshaw likes playing St. Louis FC. He had the first goal of last season for the Indy 11 in St. Louis. He has now scored both of his goals this year against St. Louis FC. We take you back to July the 11th. This was the goal to put Indy up 2-0 to get that season restart victory. And tonight, again, he potentially changes what October looks like for the Indy 11. And how about that bit of skill? Almost a no-look goal.
He had a guy draped all over him. You know, you look at that first one that he scored earlier in the season, and you scratch your head and say, how does a guy that's that good in the air wind up by himself back post? But St. Louis had him blanketed on this ball.
So as the restart is about to take place, I want to take this opportunity to send some well wishes to a family that does a wonderful job of supporting the Indy 11. Want to say hello to the Gilly family out in Monrovia. Twin sons Matthew and Max are big-time Indy 11 supporters. Their dad Eric is going through some health struggles right now. A quick hello to everybody in the Gilly family, including Leslie, Max and Matthew's mom. Just want to say we're thinking of you guys and hoping for the best for you here in the upcoming future. All right, so 11v9. Reds on Fink with little argument. A red on Wharton, both for a second yellow card offense. Again, the first two red cards that St. Louis has received all year, and they come within 20 minutes of each other.
That's tough too, because I think you can argue Wharton's a little bit. Finks, I just don't think you need to take that foul around midfield and put your team in this position.
So Jeremy Raffanello comes in for the Indy 11. And Raffanello replaces Nick Moon.
I'll tell you what, that kid shoots from anywhere, any angle. Right guy to bring in right now.
Raffanello had what turned out to be the game winner against Sporting Kansas City 2 a couple of weeks ago. And again, Morton gonna try to buy a little more time here. And he is soldiering on. He's been dealing with cramps throughout the course of this second half. Burner had the gloves on for a moment. He has since taken them off, and Fall is fouled. And again, you've got to think with 2 reds being handed out to St. Louis, now the benefit of the whistle will go in their direction in terms of any sort of contact.
Yeah, and I tell you, the other part too with it is, when you make a game-changing call like that as a center official, you're human, it's going to go through your mind. Was it the right call? Was it the right, you don't get the luxury of, in this moment, evaluating. It's going to come later in film. And so you got two guys, Connor and Hackshaw, that are sitting on yellows for Indy 11. And so those guys have to be, on their best behavior this last 10 minutes. And here you're looking for a restart. You're looking for a restart.
Lindley closing down Cicerone. That's a great ball by Falk. If he doesn't get that, that's a chance for Indy with some numbers going forward, because St. Louis, to their credit, has committed numbers here.
And that can happen, that turnover right there. You're up 2 men. Bring that ball down. It doesn't have to be a quick counter. Keep possession of the ball.
This Porsche This Match presented by Ivy Tech, with in-demand programs like information technology, healthcare, supply chain, and advanced manufacturing. Ivy Tech Community College is the place to get started or continue working toward your educational goals. Tyler Pasher off your screen, just lurking around the midfield stripe. And at the same time I noticed that, Paris G did too. He started to drift in that direction.
That's got to be your first thought.
And Pasher off to the races, wants to go to that left side, sets himself up, plays it across. Great sliding tackle by G. But here comes the corner for the Indy 11. And again, you've got the advantage. And there's nobody floating on the island out top for St. Louis FC. Everybody has to come back and defend.
But look at the respect here for Ayoze. You're down 2 guys, and yet you're committing a guy so that they cannot play a short ball for Ayoze.
Ball sent in, steered out. By the way, Kadeem Dakers has entered the match for St. Louis FC. He was the player that drifted towards Ayoze that you were referencing a moment ago. Dakers appearing in his 12th match of the season for St. Louis. Fans, watch Wish TV, your local news source, online at wishtv.com. Of course, coming up at 10 o'clock here on My Indy Y, you'll be able to catch the Wish TV news at 10. And really credit Morton, the job he has done, battling through some leg issues here in the second half. And just how aggressive do you get if you're St. Louis?
It's situational. If you got a defender with their back to the field to play, chasing a ball in the corner like this one, you spend a little bit of energy. Otherwise, you're tucking back in on everything.
Asher again looking to make that run. Finds a bit of space. One touch with the head, but lifts the boot too far. But you'll take that opportunity every time down if you're Indy.
This is on 83-minute legs. Ayoze lifts that ball perfectly over.
Just a reminder, fans, you can book your stay at the Crown Plaza downtown Indianapolis. It's the official host hotel of the Indy 11. Book your stay at crownplazaindy.com. Not a lot of subtlety right now to the Indy 11 offense. Play the ball left side. Let Tyler Pasher's speed go to work. Illich got a touch to it. Good job by St. Louis to knock that ball away from Connor.
You hate to be one-dimensional, but get the ball to Ayo every time.
Raffanello couldn't get a foot to it. Good job by Cicerone. Well done. He's got Dakers in front of him. Barrett racing over, and that'll be a foul against Patty Barrett. He'll see a yellow for that.
Oh, and there's no need for it. There's no need for it. That ball's going to go out of bounds. There's no touch that he's got left in his toolbox for that ball and the way it's played. And now you give a restart in a dangerous, dangerous spot.
So second yellow shown to the Indy 11. Drew Connor got the other.
Tarjeta amarilla para el equipo de Indy 11, número 29, tarjeta amarilla.
You're Steve Tritchew. You've got to be somewhat judicious in your substitutions. just in case Morton at some point in time can't keep going. And Fisher and Dakers, the two players that have been brought on.
It's an interesting restart. Nobody in the box.
Yep. 3 substitutions available for St. Louis, but they would all have to be taken at the exact same time. You get 3 substitution windows to bring in those 5 players into the game. Final 5 minutes plus stoppage time of this match, presented by your Central Indiana Honda Dealers, official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. There was a famous headline from college football 50 years ago. Harvard beats Yale 29-29. Even though the Indy 11 have the last goal right now, this is a win for St. Louis, playing 2 men down. Indy trying to change that. Pasher across. Connor, the settling touch. Couldn't latch onto it a second time.
Yeah, it's been tough for teams to stop the Iose-Pasher combination all season. Now you're down to 2 players. Hit it every time, every time, every time.
And now the trainer will be asked to come out for the injured player that is down. That is G, the player that is injured for St. Louis FC. And again, some of the fans might think that's time wasting. No, he took a line drive straight to the forehead on that one from a short distance. By the way, Matt Watson is by the 4th official, and Andrew Carlton set to join him. Drew Connor will be exiting from this game, and Iose will be exiting from this game. And again, this is all about just trying to find fresh legs to potentially tap that go-ahead goal home. And now if you're St. Louis, you see the thumbs up from the trainer. I'm going to say, do you take the chance of temporarily playing without G on the field and now being 3 men down for a brief period of time? Or do you just make your way with substitutions and say, okay, fellas, we're here we go, we're going. And Kyle Morton, again, you see what Steve Tritchew is kind of processing in his brain exactly what to do, and the cameras now saw exactly what I did too, in seeing Kyle Morton going, hey, make the sub here. And with that, here comes one of the subs racing towards the bench for St. Louis FC. But that means temporarily it is now 11v8 for the Indy 11. So Carlton's first touch, deflected. And then Carlton commits the foul as Wall Fall goes to the turf. And a yellow shown to Carlton. For a player as skilled as Carlton, that's tough to come in your first touch is, hey, go serve this into the box. You've been sitting for 85 minutes. Go serve this one in.
But I tell you, these 2 injuries, these 2 delays, give these St. Louis players a chance to just catch their breath, because there's got to be 6 minutes.
Yeah, there's plenty
left
of time
in the extra time. So they got 7-8 minutes. They still have to sprint and try and kill this game off.
By the way, G has returned, so it's now 11v9. No substitution being shown by St. Louis just yet. And G just knocks that ball to the corner, hoping that Dakers can latch onto it. Hackshaw does a great job of steering him away from it. And the Indy 11 press forward. Can they find one more goal? Illich, Carlton.
What a touch.
Howarth, multiple runners across. Raffanello couldn't get to it. And it will be a goal kick. And again, Raffanello slow to get off the turf. And again, maybe in a different moment of the match, perhaps that's a point to the spot. Ball was past Raffanello. There was contact there from Morton. But again, you're not going to get that when you're playing two men to the good. 8 minutes of additional time. 8 minutes left to go.
And I got to tell you, I thought that was well played by both Raffanello and Morton.
Yep. Again, oftentimes when that ball is past the attacking player, that's going to be let go. So Indy has used 4 substitutions, but they have used their 3 substitution windows at this juncture. So they are done with substitutions for this match. Pasher plays it in. Ouimet gives chase. That'll be a throw-in. Last touch by St. Louis. Indy has a 97th minute winner this year. That being from Tyler Pasher against Pittsburgh. I referenced the last time Indy 11 played 2 men up. They scored in the 98th minute in that match 5.5 years ago. That was to level a match at 2 apiece. One of the great goals in Indy 11 history from Kyle Hyland. Morton should be able to pounce on this one. He will. You can take the boys in blue with you wherever you go. Download the all-new Indy 11 app in the Apple Store or get it on Google Play. Hackshaw steers it to Pasher. Carlton in the middle. Carlton, shot blocked. Pasher looking back post. Haworth ends up turning it back towards the edge of the 18. Barrett with a nifty touch. Barrett with a run going. Barrett goes down, and again, 2 men up, you're not going to get it.
One too many.
You're not going to get it. But then a giveaway by St. Louis. Haworth trying to find Illich and shielded away by St. Louis.
And I tell you, the effectiveness right now for Indy 11 has come from that early wide ball to Pasher and Haworth. St. Louis has to sit into a pocket. Every time you push it out wide, they either have to send somebody to the ball or have an unpressed serve.
By the way, Richard Bryan appears to be the final substitution. It's going to be dialed up by St. Louis here. And again, Louisville's got to be just grinning from ear to ear right now. You're going to get a very tired team on Saturday night. Ouimet, Haworth. Ouimet, shot deflected. 3 minutes of added time survived by St. Louis. 5 more to go. Pasher couldn't get it around him. Well defended. Then again, nobody up top for St. Louis. Just throw that ball back to the bench.
If you're Indy, just keep punching it wide, punching it wide, punching it wide.
Burner and Bryan are both on standby on the St. Louis bench. See who has to come in first. Bryan for a field player, Burner for the keeper in Morton. Carlton for Raffanello. Raffanello, the cross didn't get through. Falls, sweeps it away. But right to Haworth.
What a ball by Carlton.
Lindley sends it in. Kavita skies it. 4 minutes down. Barrett. That's not the ball.
No.
That's not the ball. There is no need for that shot when you have a 2-man advantage. And 2 players dealing with cramps currently. Fall, the player being helped up that you see. Morton down on the turf for St. Louis. And Morton is he's saying, I'm good, but he is really struggling.
I don't know if he saw that there's 8 minutes.
And if you make the sub Brian only, that means Morton's got to go the rest of the way if you're St. Louis.
And I'll tell you what, he has played a phenomenal game.
So Brian will come in. Abend will come out. Now Rivas is going to come in for St. Louis as well, or did he not get the sub in time? I don't think so. He's been turned away. Yep. He's being said, no, you did not. You have to turn in your information at the same time in that last sub window. I don't think he can enter the match. So Rivas will not be allowed to enter. Here's an opportunity here for St. Louis. One opportunity that got across, not on frame. I don't think, no, there was not a touch from Newton, so that's an Indy 11 restart. You've got 3 minutes left if you're the Indy 11. So St. Louis is done with subs. They'll have to finish with the guys that are on the field. Pasher's first touch a bit too strong. And again, another player down for St. Louis. It's Adewole, and again, if he can't continue on, they will, whatever time is left, they would have to play 3 men down. And again, you would think more time was then going to be added here. Restart coming here for Indy. Lindley gives it a blast, doesn't get through. Ask for a handball, say no. Ricocheted off a player. Arm was tucked in. Haworth racing back, able to latch on to it. Raffanello goes out wide for Indy and gets it from Illich. What a point salvage this would be for St. Louis, but at what cost? Pasher looking back post.
There it is.
Tap inside netting. Raffanello couldn't keep it on frame. Still a minute left to go, plus whatever added time there may be. Adewole is going to take this restart.
Yeah, Morton's been taking the punts and the goal kicks, and he's been coming up a little bit gimpy after each one. Just let it be.
Again, now the question is how much time gets added on to the added time.
And think about 2 red cards and maybe down Morton against Lou City.
Lindley hustling to it, kept it in play.
Numbers back post.
Pasher. And sliding tackle away. And Martin Rennie will make the play for the Indy 11. 20 seconds, plus whatever else is at the discretion of Lucas Zapala. Give and go between Carlton and Raffanello. Now Lindley. Pasher one more time. Now we glance at the match referee for his wristwatch. Carlton somehow slides it through. Carlton couldn't keep it at his feet. No look at that wristwatch just yet. Hackshaw trying to carve out some space.
You got Haworth out wide. He's been serving a great ball in behind the back line.
In the 99th minute, the ball finds Pasher yet again. Pasher, Haworth.
Good thought.
Carlton. Carlton, left foot, trying to slide it through. Pinball effect, nothing there. And again, no glance at the watch just yet. Now there's a look at the wristwatch. A final push for the Indy 11. It has to come now. Barrett,
good ball,
but headed right at Morton, and that's going to be it. For the Indy 11, they find a way to come back and get a point. They maintain their playoff position going to the final week of the regular season. If you're St. Louis, you take pride in how you played these last 45 minutes. But again, what do you have left for Louisville on Saturday?
And now with this, you have to get a result. You have to get something in Lou City to make that final match meaningful and to have a chance at the playoffs.
The battle may not go to the final day of the regular season. However, tonight's result ensures it goes to the final week of the regular season. Indy is now off until Wednesday. St. Louis has one of the best teams in the league coming up on Saturday night.
Yeah, that's a tough ask.
1-1. First ever draw between these two teams. We're back to wrap it up next as you're watching Indy 11 Soccer on My Indy TV and ESPN Plus.
Right, right.
This telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship. This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express.
Indy 11 Soccer is brought to you by
Championship. League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the.
Do I have that in my octave range? Okay, I got it. Indy 11 Soccer is brought to you by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, proud to be the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. And by Community Health, exceptional care simply delivered. Community Health Network. Time for our post-game hardware here this evening at Lucas Oil Stadium. In a point for each side, a goal for each side. Both teams can find solace in the result. Both teams can be thinking, we should have had more from tonight. Let's bring you our save of the game, and we're kind of going to loosely stretch the definition of a save. It's from Black Orchid Barbers, our save of the game. Book your appointment today at blackorchidbarbers.com. Connor saves the possession. A goal would soon follow for the Indy 11.
And I tell you what, that's why you never, ever quit on a ball, because it leads to this.
Ioze with the service. Hackshaw, what a combination that has been the last 2 years for Io. His third assist of the season. 2 of them have gone the way of Neville Hackshaw goals. West Fork Whiskey, shot of the game. West Fork Whiskey, Indiana's premier whiskey distillery. So, stay tuned. A brief version of the Central Indiana Honda Dealers post-game show. Brief because that match had 10 minutes of added time. Final score from Lucas Oil Stadium, Indy 11 won, St. Louis FC won. Thanks for watching Indy 11 Soccer on My Indy TV.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.
Three questions apiece. Yeah. Yep. You got it. Yes. Coach. 1-1, a draw between the Indy 11 and St. Louis FC. The Indy 11 maintains second place in Group B in a playoff spot heading to the final week of the regular season. We got a very busy Central Indiana Honda Dealers postgame show, and let's start with the head coach of the Indy 11 in Martin Rennie. There was a lot of emotion in that second half, Coach. How do you wrap up how you feel about the way this one unfolded?
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those games where I felt like we were on top most of the time. We didn't really give up hardly any chances, so it was very disappointing to lose the first goal and to be behind at that stage. But then I thought we responded really well. We kept attacking, we kept creating chances. I think we need to be a little bit more clinical around the goal. We've had a lot of chances in the last few games and really not taken too many of them. Thankfully tonight we got one, which was a very, very important goal. We pushed and pushed and pushed for the winner, but it didn't quite come. But in the end, it's an important point.
We asked you this back in the Pittsburgh match. We say, okay, how often do you kind of practice scenarios where you're playing a man down? How often do you kind of scheme things up for playing two men up the way you did the last 15?